Welcome back. It's time for the final Smackdown of May in Total Extreme Wrestling 2020. Final Smackdown of May in the year 2001 during the invasion. Like I said, final show in May. So let's run the show and let's see how things go. In an abysmal pre-show match, Haku defeated Apocalypse by submission with a tongue-in death grip. This got 32. In an abysmal pre-show match, Stacy Keibler defeated Natty Neidhart by pinfall. This got 33. In an abysmal pre-show match, Perry Saturn and Terry defeated Billy Kidman and Tori when Perry Saturn pinned Tori with a flying elbow drop. Tori was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone's performance, and this got a 43. Wow, Terry had a 41, Saturn had a 50, Billy Kidman had a 41, Tori had a 21 in in-ring performances. Well, those were the pre-show matches. Now it's time for the actual show. In a bout that had a decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, Kane defeated Albert by pinfall with a flying clothesline. This got a 66. The match had tendency to drift a little due to lack of psychology. Then after that, Albert, Justin Credible, and X-Pac beat down Kane in a 3-on-1, and this got a 20. The crowd just didn't find it interesting. Honestly, I just had extra time, so I saw Kane and Albert didn't have anything to do. I figured they would be the best to be in a match. So, but Kane, I got a storyline with because he's going to be going after the WCW title against Booker T at King of the Ring by defeating Bubba Ray Dudley on Raw. I really don't have anything for Albert or X Factor, so I guess that's why the crowd didn't find this interesting. Oh, that's a 28, not a 20. Still not good. In a terrible match, the Dudley Boys defeated Hugh Morris and Chavo Guerrero Jr. when Bubba Ray Dudley pinned Chavo with a powerbomb. This got a 46. The Dudleys showed excellent chemistry teaming together. Keep in mind this is also in Canada, so that's why the scores might be a little bit lower than expected. So Chris Jericho, his entrance clock comes at counts down from 5, followed by his music as Chris Jericho comes out to hype the crowd. And Jericho goes, "Everybody, welcome to Calgary is Jericho," because it's not Raw, it's SmackDown. And Chris Jericho goes, "In all seriousness, you haven't seen me for a few weeks, but I'm ready to be back and get myself in a hunt for a championship because I don't know about any of you, but I think it's been far too long since Y2J has held a championship. Because of my break, I didn't qualify for King of the Ring this year, but there are multiple championships since WCW's championships are also up for grabs." So then, before Jericho can say anything else, Bagwell's music plays. And Buff Bagwell goes, "Chris Jericho is back? So who cares? Since you're not relevant, you should go back where you were and let people who actually have some relevancy have the ring. I am in the King of the Ring, and after SummerSlam, I could be your WWF champion if I win the entire tournament." Chris Jericho starts laughing like Buff has no chance to win. Then the expression on Jericho's face goes to serious as he's checking each of Buff Bagwell's shoulders. Buff Bagwell goes, "What's your problem?" And Chris Jericho goes, "Didn't you already have a championship? And didn't you lose that championship on Raw this past Monday?" And Buff goes, "I still had a championship more recently than you did. But listen, I know you crave the main event, and after I am win the title at SummerSlam, I'm a nice guy, so I'll give you a championship match, even though there is no way you can beat Buff the Stuff." And Jericho goes, "I don't need a championship as a reason to kick your ass. Why don't you face me in a match tonight, right here and now?" Buff goes, "And possibly injure myself before my King of the Ring qualifying match? Thanks, but I think I'll take a rain check. Catch you later." And then Buff Bagwell exits the ring and he backs up the ramp, keeping an eye on Jericho. Um, and yeah, this got a 46. This angle cooled the crowd a little. I thought Jericho being Canadian would have gotten a good response. But it is also brings, it's also the start of a new rivalry that just started. So that can also be it. So Jonathan Coachman is interviewing Trish Stratus, and Coach goes, Trish, after your loss to Ivory because of outside interference from Steven Richards at Judgment Day, are you finished with the right to censor? And Trish goes, Coach, I never wanted anything to do with the right to censor. I think it's pretty clear after Richards what he said Monday night that the right to censor is not done with me either. But I want this to end. Ivory, since WrestleMania, we both have one victory over each other, even though yours came with help from others. But since your friends want to get involved, what if you team with one of them? I'll find a partner, and we have one more match. But if you accept this challenge, and my team wins, the right to censor has to give up on recruiting me for good. And this got a 36 at Lost Heat. In a bout that had decent reaction from the crowd, but terrible wrestling, Jeff Hardy defeated Lance Storm by submission with a Texas Cloverleaf. This got a 55. Jeff Hardy and Lita have great chemistry. So William Regal comes out, and William Regal goes, the time has finally arrived. Like I said on Monday, I was here to issue an open challenge to prove to the board of directors that I should have been included in this year's King of the Ring. I'm going to do that through whoever my opponent is tonight. So send anyone from any roster, and they're going to have a horrible night in this ring where I beat them with an inch of their life, and I show why no one should ever besmirch yours truly. It could be anyone from the WWF or WCW roster. And this got a 43. So William Regal is in the ring when Chyna comes out. She says she accepts the challenge, and she'll face him in a match. Chyna didn't do well with that script, and this got a 33. In a bout that had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, Chyna defeated William Regal by disqualification. Regal got himself disqualified, and this got a 46. Booker T is shown sitting in the crowd watching the show. Again, holds up his ticket when the camera's on him, and this got a 54. In a bout that had decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling, Eddie Guerrero defeated Edge by pinfall with a frog splash. This got a 44. Eddie Guerrero was really off his game. So Shane McMahon is walking backstage when he comes across Kurt Angle, and Shane goes, hey Kurt, got a sec? And Kurt Angle just has an annoyed face going, what do you want? And Shane McMahon goes, well, I'm running WCW, and just a year or two ago, I used to work with some guys, including you. I wonder if you wanted to work together again by joining WCW. Kurt just has a shocked look on his face like, what? Are you serious? And Shane goes, Kurt, you don't need to answer right now, but you can continue playing second or third fiddle to Stone Cold and Triple H. Or you can come over and work for someone you have worked with in the past. Just think about it. And then Shane continues walking down the hallway, and we see Kurt Angle stop where he's standing, seriously considering Shane McMahon's offer. Anyway, Shane was underwhelming. Performance Kurt Angle was good. That's right, Kurt did not want to work with a script, and it's usually a disaster if one person works with a script and one doesn't. And Kurt Angle was superb working with that script. He had the crowd in the palm of his hand the entire time. This guy's 61. So Diamond Dallas Page attacks Christian backstage, leaving him down and out. This was supposed to happen right after the Edge Eddie Guerrero match to explain why Edge wasn't there. And this got 45. Stone Cold Steve Austin comes down to ringside in order to do color commentary for the next match. This guy's 70. Then, in about had good and decent wrestling, Triple H defeated Matt Hardy by pinfall with an Ace Crusher. This was part of the King of the Ring tournament, so Triple H advances. Triple H and Stephanie have great chemistry. Lita did good work at ringside. This got a 63. Then Stone Cold was sitting at the commentary desk. Undertaker comes out and attacks Stone Cold, and they begin fighting there on the outside. And this got a 68. That was the end of the show. So what was the final grade for Smackdown? 57. Lost popularity and 38 regions, not enough interesting storylines going on. I'm trying. Like the Shane McMahon Kurt Angle thing, that's part of an existing storyline, but Jericho and Bagwell, that's brand new. China and Regal, that's brand new. Um, yeah, I'm trying to make storylines, but it's just they all, in order to be considered hot, they need 70, and that's really hard if you're doing it even with like upper mid card guys. Um, but after this loads, gonna check emails and stuff. Um, I'm gonna go all the way to um, June of the first week of June, not into Raw, but to see who's ready to be called up from developmental, if anybody is. So let's see. Drug test fees. Let's see. Kane is feeling the effects of a grueling schedule. Okay. Let's see. UPN was unhappy. Sky Sports 1 was unhappy. And drug test fees. All right. Eddie Guerrero, Johnny Lawler, and Jeff Hardy. Eddie Guerrero, hard drug user. The hard stuff. Uh, Sent to rehab, I guess. Because I really don't have anything for him. So, I mean, I could just, yeah, just send him to rehab. Nothing noteworthy. China. She's been identified as a drug user. Um, Maybe I'll find her because like I said, her storyline with Regal was brand new. So I'm gonna find her. Try to. China's very unhappy. Triple H is happy. Stephanie's happy. Incident involving Jeff Hardy, soft drug user. Find him. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna go ahead to the next show, which is gonna be June of week one. Um, Unless anything other developments happen. And like I said, before I end this episode, we'll see if anyone's going to be called up from developmental. And obviously, if I call people up from developmental, I'm going to hire more people from developmental. I'm not going to go crazy like I did trying to buy up all the other companies because then you got people that, while they were main event in their company, they can't break through on even on Sunday Night Heat. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna be sticking to the hidden gems basically, or people that join the company in real life. But I do know for June, no one's joining. So, but I really thought SmackDown was gonna do better. I know the storylines not having enough continue like that, but that's a shame. Like I said, I just don't have enough guys like yeah, Stone Cold and Undertaker. The invasion storyline with Vince Shane, whoever I put in there is working, but um the rest of the mid card guys, nothing against them, but it's just like WWF, you know, it's the guys I have, especially the Alliance guys, they're not that other than Booker T and DDP, they're not really at that level where they could have a storyline that's going to be in 70 heat or more. But I expected SmackDown to do better. Raw didn't do that bad. All right, let's see. House show. SmackDown got 1.38. Owner position of IWRG. Booking position available. Charles Robinson went from skinny to average. AJ wants to come up to the main roster. Like I said, I'll be checking that IWRG is looking for a booker following change in ownership. Let's see. Daniels wants to come up from OVW. Nova wants to come up from OVW. Matt Hardy's now a regular wrestler. Bruiser Mastino wants to come up. Heat got 872 viewers overall. And Booker T's back to in-ring action. All right, so develop. Let's see who has, if they're a main eventer in developmental, they'll be brought up. They got to be a major star, I mean. AJ's just a star. Oh, wait. Easy Money. He's back. So, Easy Money, that's one. Rip Rogers, he's just a road agent. That's why I'm not calling him up. Steve Bradley. I don't remember who he is. But he's a major star, so I'll call him. That's two. And that's it. All right, so I brought two up. Two more will. So, Travis Tomko and Kenny Omega. Let's see. Travis Tomko, call up. 2 years. Otherwise, you have to pay them a lot more just for 3 years. Kenny Omega. Two years. As a freelancer, I'm not looking to sign for anybody longer than 9 months. 9 months it is. Don't know if he'll make it out of developmental in 9 months, but that's the way he wants it. Okay, so that was Monday Night Raw. I mean, that was SmackDown and developmental. The next episode will obviously be Monday Night Raw. Um, yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this. I don't know when I'll be getting the next episode up. Um, I'm going to try to as soon as possible. But until next time, everyone, good night.